Hey Watchers, my name's Alex, and I'm representing my music project, Sally's Comet. For a long time, I've been releasing music sort of sporadically into the world without any sort of real plan. And there have been times where I've taken long breaks, there are times where I've been discouraged, and there are times where I've gotten into other things for a bit aside from producing and making music. But music's my first love, and for some reason, I always come back to it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that my music is the best music that you could possibly consume because, frankly, it isn't. Do I feel it's good enough to share with others? Yes, I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't share it in the first place. But a lot of other musicians have that same feeling, and we all want someone to hear us. Music and the industry that thrives on musicians has changed a lot since I first decided that I want to be serious about music, and I say serious with big air quotes. Um, when I was younger, I thought I was going to make it. It was a dream to get signed to a record label for things like promotion, record distribution, stuff like that. But as technology advanced, a lot of musicians have left the idea of a typical record label behind because we can do most of that stuff ourselves now. We can put our music anywhere and everywhere we want, and that's a great thing. But the problem is now is that there's too much music. And, I know that I'm guilty of doing this myself, but when I get inundated with new stuff, it turns me off from wanting to discover any more new stuff. It's the burden of having too many options. I don't want to sift through a ton of music to find something that's going to spark something similar inside me that a nostalgic piece might spark, even though I've listened to it hundreds of times already. And, maybe that's the inundation talking, and maybe it's also just getting older. I think I can speak for my father, who probably hasn't heard a new piece of music since 1974. And when I was a teenager, I thought, that was weird because I was consuming new music for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I kind of get it now. So I'm actively going to try and break out of that. And I want to break out of what most musicians do and what I'm guilty of doing. I don't want to squawk at people to get others to listen to my music. Instead, I want to take my music channel where I regularly put new things out and release things, and I want to use it to hype others. I'm not sure how many of you watch the YouTube channel called The Needle Drop, but it's a music review channel, and I really like that guy's opinions, his tastes, etc. So I'm probably going to emulate his style just a little bit. Going back to this idea of not needing a record label anymore to do the big work is really cool. But as musicians, that means that we have to work harder as indie hustlers in order to get our music where ears are. And there's tons of people who are willing to take a musician's money and run. I've definitely spent a few of my own dollars on Fiverr, for some inflated Spotify plays that just kind of make me feel better, but without any real retention or organic results. But there are some places out there that do actually do some good work. And this is where I want to talk about how I want to get content for this. And I'm going to talk about some place called Submit Hub. I really like Submit Hub. It's for indie artists to upload their music and drop their Spotify links so that they can send them to blogs, record labels, Spotify playlists, etc. And it's on a freemium model, so you can do a lot of stuff for free, or you can pay for extra stuff for, extra credits to give yourself a better advantage, better metrics, etc. But my favorite part of this site is a section called Hot or Not. And as the musician, I can go listen to other artists and give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on the genres that I pick. The catch is I have to listen to the music for at least 20 seconds before saying whether it is or isn't. I can even add written feedback to get some extra goodies like additional listens to my own tracks or even premium credits if I want to send my songs to labels or Spotify artists or anything like that rather than paying real dollars. I've had some positive feedback, some negative feedback, and even, believe it or not, some constructive feedback. And as I was wading through my thick stream of songs I was listening to, I found one that was really good and I would actually listen to. And then it clicked. At first, I was only here for selfish reasons. And when I found a song that legitimately got me excited, that selfishness sort of melted away and inspired this idea. I want to use Submit Hub's feature Hot or Not to do some music reviews for indie artists like myself that all want the same thing I want. And that's just to find a few people who are going to earnestly listen to music that we're putting out. So that's the story. I'm pretty sure I've already picked my first song for a sort of music review pseudo series. And I think I want to set a few rules for myself going forward. Number one, it has to happen organically for a while. I don't want anyone hitting me up to review their music. I want this to be a fun endeavor, and I feel like I've missed a lot of the discovery element of making music, and that includes finding new indie artists I can legitimately enjoy. And I don't want to feel pressured to do it. It's supposed to be fun. Number two, nothing negative. I don't want to smear anyone's music. I'll probably click through and listen through portions of at least 50 songs on this platform a day that I decide to review, and I'm not interested in telling the world how much anyone sucks. If it sucks enough, the world will find out on their own, but I'm really interested in finding new stuff that I can get into and maybe you can get into. And that's all I can think of for now. So if you want to come on this journey with me, I just merged some of my YouTube channels into one single Sally's Comet account. So yeah, that's where the new music that I'm going to put out is going to be, as well as music that I'd like to review. I'll drop some relevant links below if you want to read the description. And if you're interested to hear what I'm putting out personally, you can search my channel or head over to sallyscomet.com. Thank you very much, and goodbye.